What up, gang? It's KenZerk. KenZillion? Zika Million? The villain fill-in. Trillion? And we're back on Danganronpa TRIGGERHAPPYHAVOC. Alright. Last episode, Sakura died! For some reason. Don't know how. Personally, I think somebody might have poisoned her. You know, cause we just got all those poisons unlocked, and she's like, she always drinks protein coffee to calm down or something. So I think somebody must have poisoned the coffee. But let's get into it. I better check the Monokuma file before anything else. The victim is Sakura Ogami. Her time of death is estimated to be around 12 noon. The body was discovered in a rec room on the 3rd floor of the school. There is evidence of a strong blow to the victim's head. No other injuries were noted. Ha! Wait, what? There's no way she was actually murdered. Oh yeah, she was poisoned. However, it seems that at some point, the victim suffered from violent vomiting of blood. She was poisoned. That sounds like poison. I think the case this time might be a challenge. Why's that?
So...
The only way into the rec room is the door we just came through. And that door had been jammed shut with the chair from inside the rec room. Which means the killer would have had to escape somehow after barring the door. So if the door was blocked from the inside and there was no way in or out till we broke the window, there's like zero escape, right?
In other words,
this is a classic locked room murder. Locked room murder? I guess you might see this kind of thing in mystery, not movies or books or whatever. But could it really happen in real life? And right before our very eyes like this? Hey, hold on. Look. It's Byakuya. Because remember, he was saying, he was saying like, when I decide to kill somebody, y'all ain't gonna know what to do. And we're starting this murder off not knowing what to do. And not only that, he mentioned books and movies and stuff. And Byakuya said that while he was reading a murder mystery novel. Come on, I'm already putting the pieces together. We finna kill Byakuya. Anything to get him up out of here, anything.
Hey.
Are you curious to hear more about what a locked room murder entails? Sure, if you don't mind.
That's fine.
When you break down this kind of murder mystery, there are 4 basic types. The first type is when the locked room is created after the actual crime is committed. This simply means that the killer commits his crimes and through some special method seals the room. This mainly involves some sort of trick involving the locking of the room. Basic approaches include us using a string or simple mechanism. There are a number of variations. So for that, all we have to do is check the door to see if that's what it was, right?
Correct.
The second type is when why did you say correct? Are you reading my mind? Are you Sayaka? The second type is when the locked room already exists before the crime is committed. Oh.
In other words,
basically the killer uses some special contraption or tool from outside to target the victim inside. You push a switch and it fires a handgun. You shoot an arrow through the gap of the door, something like that.
However,
but in this case, that doesn't seem to fit. There are no guns or arrows in the school, and the door doesn't have any gap that would allow it. Yeah, I think we could probably cross that one off the list.
It's true.
The third type is when the killer stays in the room until it's opened up. What do you mean by that?
In other words,
they stay hidden, and when the door is open, they use the confusion to blend in with the group. They pretend they showed up along with everyone else, and that's that. That sounds like it could have been possible. Maybe.
It's true.
And the fourth and final type is when it wasn't actually a locked room at all. Not a locked room.
In other words,
by that I mean there actually is an alternate escape route somewhere in the room. You see this a lot in novels and things, but in reality it's generally not possible. Then you think we can cross that one off too?
Indeed.
I believe so, yes. So when it comes to the locked room mysteries, there are the basics. So there are 4 possibilities. And Kyoko, which of the 4 choices seem the most likely in this case?
It's true.
That's a good question. Answering that should be our primary focus during this trial. But right now, I can't really say. I see. The way the killer set up the locked room, until I figure that out, the truth behind Sakura's death will stay hidden. It's definitely a tough mystery. I need to concentrate and investigate as much as I can. For Sakura, if nothing else.
What the heck?
I'm sorry, this is hard. We already know who did it. Byakuya, Toko, or Hiro. It had to be one of them. They couldn't stand the sight of her. You agree with me, don't you, Makoto? Well, I don't want to say anything for sure without finding out more. Then let me help you find out more. You see, Sakura asked all three of them to meet with her. You know where? Right here in the rec room. What? After I went to the nurse's office this morning, Sakura and I both left together, right? Well, eventually she went off on her own. But when I saw her again after that, she told me. She said she'd left a note for each of them. She asked them to meet her in the rec room by noon. By noon? The Monokuma file said she died right around then. I'm telling you the truth, I heard it right from Sakura herself. And I tried to stop her, but she wouldn't listen. She said not to worry, that she just wanted to talk to them. And this is what happened. If I stopped her by force even, this would have never happened. Ina. It's impossible not to have regrets, I know. We got Allie's account. But the fact that she had asked those three to meet with her, and when she asked them to come to the rec room at noon, the same place and time she ended up dying, it might be good to confirm what I just heard with the three of them directly. Hey, Kakuya!
What?
What do you want? You're bothering me. Something I'd like to talk to you about. Make it quick. Is it true that Sakura asked you to meet her in the rec room? So you found out. Interesting. Then it's true. I did receive a note to that effect, yes. But what fool would do what it said and risk being killed by that monster? So you didn't go see her? Of course not. I ripped the notes to shreds and threw it away. I haven't seen Sakura today all day at all. Byakuya says he didn't go see her. Is that the truth? Well, until I can prove otherwise, I have no choice but to accept it as fact.
Come on.
If you're all finished, please remove yourself from my sight. Okay. I'm sick of this crackhead, bro. I'm gonna force cocaine down your throat and make you overdose. But for Sakura to have been killed, yeah, she's not the type to go down without a fight. It had to have been poison.
It's true.
And she certainly didn't, I would say. She was the ultimate martial artist, strong in body, mind, and spirit. So how was the killer able to get the upper hand on her? I wonder, did someone get the upper hand? They must have taken her by surprise, right?
Certainly.
Certainly, they would have needed to if they expected to stand any chance against her. What's this? Looks like some kind of wrapper.
Huh?
Ah, that's... Do you recognize it, Hina? Well, yeah, I mean, I gave it to her. That's a candy wrapper. Sakura got super upset when she found out that Genocide Jack attacked me, right? So after we left the nurse's office, I gave it to her. I thought it might help her calm down a little. So you gave that candy to Sakura? I found a big box of it in a warehouse. I really like them. Actually, as soon as we could get to the warehouse, I took the entire box back to my room. I made sure nobody else could get their hands on them. You really like them that much?
I mean...
But I wanted Sakura to get a chance to try one for herself. That's why I gave it to her. But now they lost all flavor. I don't really see what this has to do with anything, but okay. There's shards of glass scattered around the chair Sakura was sitting on. The glass is all red, and these are the top and bottom sections of a bottle, right? So this must have originally been a bottle. Huh? There's something else on the ground near the glass. It's a figure. It fits the palm of my hand. It's a Monokuma figure. Oh, what's this? There are 4 red bottles lined up on the shelf. They bashed that over her head. That's what happened. They bashed that over her head. They hit her in the back of the skull. There are 4 red bottles lined up on the shelf. They treated it like a bar fight. There are 4 red bottles. There are four red bottles lined up on the shelf. And inside each bottle, there's some kind of Monokuma figure. What I'm wondering is how'd they get those figures inside the bottles? I don't think that's what you need to be worrying about.
So...
It's no different from your standard ship in a bottle. Huh? You know where the bottle's opening is smaller than a boat placed inside? You've never seen that? Oh yeah, maybe I have. If you've never... Are you blind? How have you never seen that before?
In other words...
So this is the Monokuma version of that. Monokuma bottle, if you will. Monokuma bottle has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. I feel like I'm starting to finally make sense of things little by little. Monokuma bottle sitting on the shelf. The Monokuma figure we found on the ground. The red shards of glass was probably started out as a bottle. Which would mean Sakura must have been hit in the head with the Monokuma bottle, right? The shards of glass in the Monokuma figure are evidence of that. So I think it's safe to say that the Monokuma bottle was the weapon. Goober. Remember she said she was violently throwing up blood. Oh, there it is. There's a blood stain in front of the magazine shelf. That's where she got hit at. It must have come from Sakura, right? But that doesn't make sense. Why is it so far away from where she died? Magazine shelf bloodstain. Obvious evidence of a blow to the head. Normally I wouldn't have any problem believing that's what killed her. But according to the Monokuma file, she had also vomited blood. And I can see a trace of blood on her lips for sure. So what would have caused her to vomit blood? The Monokuma file specifically said she hadn't suffered any other injuries. Maybe her getting hit on the head somehow caused her to start vomiting blood. Are you stupid? Not a chance. Byakuya.
That's fine.
However, your eyes have landed on the most interesting location. Interesting.
Naturally.
Yes, most interesting, don't you agree? No, I don't think I'd call it interesting. But it does make me wonder. The reason Sakura vomited blood absolutely has to be connected to why she died. She was poisoned! I'm telling you! What's that? Protein enzyme. Oh, that's that protein shake that she likes, ain't it? There's some kind of plastic container rolling around near the entrance of the room.
So...
It looks like a protein drink, and it's empty. Sakura must have drank it. Everyone knows how much she loved her protein. And she mentioned more than once how protein was good for all sorts of ailments.
Wrong.
I wouldn't take that to heart if I were you. I know. But still, this protein can... It's got a label on it that says Chem A2. That reminds me. Sakura mentioned how the chem lab had all kinds of health stuff. So she must have gotten it from the chem lab.
Just a second.
But that's strange. Huh? What is?
Hey.
You see what's scattered around that can? Shards of light blue glass, right? That must be parts of the window I broke to get inside.
Correct.
But they aren't just scattered around the can, they're also underneath it. Why does that matter?
So...
I can't say for sure yet, but you're probably gonna want to take note of it. I feel like it'll become an important clue later on. An important clue. I'm not sure I see how. Empty protein drink. Alright, what else? What else is there? Clock maybe? Around 1 o'clock. She died around 12 noon, an hour ago. Was that when Kyoko and I were moving alter ego? Huh? The locker's open and there's one on there and there's one they're on the Blah! Huh? The locker's open and they're on the inside. It's a handprint.
Why?
What's a handprint doing here? Looks like someone touched the inside of the locker and it left a handprint in all the dust.
It's true.
And it looks quite fresh too. I say someone was hiding in the locker and they left behind a little something extra. So then, maybe the killer hid in here until the locked room was opened, don't you think? And during all the confusion, it popped out and joined the rest of the group?
Wrong.
Unfortunately, that's not a possibility. Huh? Why not?
Hey,
Think back. Before we opened the door, we looked inside the room, right? The locker was open. Oh yeah, the locker was already open at that point.
Indeed.
So there's no way someone could have hidden in there until after we opened the door. Yeah, so then, what does this handprint mean? Look, I'm gonna tell you. They poisoned the protein drinks. Sakura grabbed the protein drink because she was nervous and she needed to calm down. She drank some of it in the rec room. She started vomiting blood. She went to take a seat because she was messed up, because she was a little messed up. And then he popped out from the locker and bashed her over the skull. That's exactly what happened. And Byakuya is the one who did it. We found it. Verdict closed. Kill Byakuya. This door is the only way in or out of the rec room. The door doesn't have a lock and there's no evidence that the mountings have been tampered with. The only notable change to the door is the smashed window. This happened, of course, when I broke it to get inside. There's no evidence that any kind of string mechanism was used on the door. In other words, I don't see anything suspicious about the door itself. The chair was shoved against the doorknob so we couldn't get inside, get the door open. There's no evidence that any kind of string or mechanism was used on the chair. In other words, there's no reason to think the chair had anything special to done on it. Having examined both the door and the chair, there's no doubt the reason the door didn't open was simply because the chair was shoved up against it. This kept the doorknob from turning and the door from opening. And there's no evidence of the door or chair being tampered with or anything like that. So the killer must have created the locked door from the inside, not the outside.
Listen.
Well, Makoto, have you finished with your general investigation? Yeah, I think so for the most part.
So then
you should probably talk with people now. I'm on guard duty, so I can't leave.
Listen to me.
Which is why I've decided you'll go in my place. She's decided. She's gotten a lot more pushy since we had our issue. But she's right. I do have to go talk to the others. Sakura wanted to meet with 2 other people. I need to hear what they have to say. Okay, yeah, that's cool. That's cool and everything. How about you leave the room? It is stupid, bro. Makoto gets on my nerve. Those other 2 probably went back to their rooms. Bro, this is so bumping. Alright, Toko. Let me talk to you, Genocide Jill. After a few seconds.
Who's there?
Oh, my fault. The most negative aura I've ever felt. An aura of total decay.
Well, what do you want?
So you're back to normal. Genocide Jack isn't around anymore.
Don't even say her name. It makes me sick to my stomach. I was in such a good mood, too.
You were? She didn't look like she was in a good mood.
Hey, I was hoping to talk to you about something. Is now a bad time?
Obviously annoyed, Toko slithered out into the hall.
What do you want?
What do you want? You said you wanted to talk to me about something. Wanted to talk about the fact Sakura had asked to meet with you.
Well...
I don't know what you're talking about. Yaki already told me she asked to meet with him. What? She wanted to meet with Master too? I said that too, didn't I? I guess now it's totally obvious, isn't it? Yeah, pretty much. So can you tell me about it? I admit, I did get the note, but I didn't go see her. I was scared, so I couldn't bring myself to go. Toko claims she didn't see her, but can I really believe her? Till I can prove otherwise, I have no choice but to accept it as fact. I believe her, but at the same time, she could mean that she didn't go. She sent Genocide Jill. Is that good enough? Then I'm gonna go back to my room. With that, Toko quickly retreated into her room. We got Toko's account. Talk doesn't count. Talk doesn't count. Talk doesn't count. Talk to Hero. I press the doorbell. Ding dong. After a few seconds.
You know?
What's up, Makoto? Did you need something? Yes, I do. Yeah, actually, I wanted to check something. It's about how Sakura wanted to meet with you.
What?
How'd you know about that?
Could it be?
Did you maybe gaze into my soul? Have her special abilities awakened in you? Well, I'm not the only one she wanted to meet with. Ogre told me herself that she asked Byakuya and Toko to come too. What? When did Sakura tell you that?
What?
Oh, well, when she asked me to meet with her, of course. But didn't she write you a note? Yeah, a note.
How about that?
She gave it to me in person, and she happened to mention the others, like, in passing. That is such a lie. I gotta be honest, this is super suspicious. So then you went and met with Sakura?
You got it all wrong.
No way, I totally didn't. Why would I ever do that? Yeah, definitely suspicious.
Actually,
the last time I saw Ogre was when Hina got hurt and I took her to the nurse's office.
don't look at me.
I haven't seen her since then. While I'm here, could you show me the note she gave you? Do I still have it? Let's see. Hero was feeling around in his pockets.
Hey, come on.
Sorry. Looks like I don't have it anymore. With a big, goofy smile on his face, he pulled his hands back out of his pockets. But when he did, I saw something flutter to the ground. Something had fallen out of Hero's pocket. Huh? Quick as the wind, Hero snatched it back up again and shoved it back into his pocket.
Hey, come on.
Sorry, just a bit of trash I forgot to throw out. Trash?
What?
Anyway, I can't deny that Ogre asked me to meet with her. He asked to meet me. I can't deny the Ogre asked to meet with me, but I never went. So, well then, if you'll excuse me, man, if you do not break into this dude's room and choke him out until he says what he needs to say, you need to start getting forceful, bro. These people aren't gonna talk to you if they don't want to talk to you. You gotta start, like, beating the crap out of them. Come on. Like, this ain't law enforcement. Like, this is life or death. We really have the right to just beat them to half to death until they talk. We gotta go Batman on them folks. Before waiting for a reply, Hero quickly slipped back into his room. Hero said it was just trash, but there's no way that's all there was. Alright, so I've heard from Toko and Hero. What's next? I'll definitely have a look around the actual crime scene again, but on top of that, maybe I should find out more about the protein can we found on the floor. Sure, it must have come from the chem lab, so where should I start? Obviously, you start by going to the chem lab, you dolt. Here we go.
What?
Makoto, did you have your eye on the chem lab too? Just make sure you don't get in my way. Yeah, I got it. I think what you meant to say was, yes, sir, I understand. I'm about to say, don't say that crap. Don't say that crap. Oh my goodness, what happened? This is my first time seeing the shelf, but I just can't get over how big it is. I should probably take a closer look at it. Looks like 3 shelves have been connected together to make one giant shelf. But more important right now, what's that powder that spilled right in front of the shelf? I have to be careful not to step in it. There's a broken bottle in front of the shelf. Is this where all the powder came from? Looks like the bottle had a label on it, Chem C4. Would you like to hear something interesting? I was on the 4th floor this morning, checking things out, and at some point, this room wasn't like this. Then this powder must have been spilled.
So in other words...
That's right. It could only have been around the time of the incident. If that really is what happened, it must be related to the case somehow. Oh, footprints! These are footprints. And they're only in front of the left shelf. How did these footprints relate to the scene as a whole? We made you to sketch out the floor plan. By we, do you mean me? How kind of you to offer. With an insufferable smirk, he handed me a piece of paper and a pen.
What?
Well, let's go. Chop, chop. So I got to work, and before long, I'd drawn up a sketch of the room. So how's this? Not bad. For you, I mean. For me.
I see.
So when you look at it like this, interesting. It would appear that whoever left these footprints only had business at the leftmost shelf. They came in, went straight to that shelf, did whatever they had to, and then left. That's what the footprints tell me.
I see.
These footprints must be...
It's certainly possible.
Makoto, are they yours? No!
What?
Okay, then let me see your shoes and I'll confirm their size for myself. I mean, I couldn't think of a reason not to, so I quietly did what he said. I see. Your feet do appear to be too big. Unfortunately, I must admit these are not your footprints. Unfortunately. But with how clear these prints are, it should be quite easy to determine who they do belong to. And these prints really are a valuable clue. Let's see what's on the shelf. All kinds of dietary supplements and different medicines. The protein drink we found in the rec room probably came from this shelf. All the containers on this shelf are labeled with the letter A and the number. So I guess I could consider this part of the shelving unit section A. Huh, but wait. There's one bottle here that's labeled chemical C9. Could someone have put it here on accident? C4. I was on the 4th floor. Oh, where are they? And this shelf is one looking like it tells us nothing but dangerous chemicals. These look like poisons and other powerful chemicals. All the containers on this shelf are labeled with the letter C and a number. So I guess I could consider this part of shelving C. They're Reagans. Put simply, they're using experiments to bring about a chemical reaction. How have you lived in such ignorance for so long? You must truly be bliss. Isn't that kind of harsh?
What?
What? You think studying science and mathematics has no practical application in the real world?
That's fine.
The words of a lifelong loser, which I suppose suits you well. I didn't even say that. Anyway, it doesn't matter right now. I need to focus on the shelf. All the containers are labeled with B and a number, so I guess I consider this part of section D. I don't see anything out of the ordinary. Try to find out more about the shelving unit. It says in there dietary supplements, B reagents, and C lethal chemicals. Sakura must have gotten the protein powder from section A. What concerns me is that in section A there was a bottle with the label C, which was a bottle of poison from section. What is a bottle of poison from section C doing in section A? There's definitely something going on here. There's something fishy going on here, if you ask me. All right. Okay. Bunch of yellow powder scattered across the floor. I better not leave a footprint. I'm trying to take a good, hard, long look at that powder. There's a bunch of yellow powder scattered across the floor in front of the shelf. Also, the remains of a broken bottle. Looks like the bottle was labeled Chem C4. Also, looks like somebody left footprints in the powder. Based on the positioning of the prints, whoever it was only went to the left side of the shelf. According to Byakuya, the powder would have been spilled right around the time of the incident. That's all I can tell you for now. We're taking a good look at the chem lab. Maybe you go take another look at the rec room. Yes, get up out of here so I don't have to listen to this man Byakuya speak words anymore. I'm sick of him! I'm sick of him!
Hey.
So Makoto, how's your investigation going? I told Kyoko what Toko and Hiro told me.
I see.
I see. So along with Byakuya, they're both claiming they didn't go see her. But it's all too convenient. Someone must be lying. Someone's lying.
Anyway.
Well, I've made some progress of my own. Sakura's body and the shelves of the magazines and the Monokuma bottles. These three things have revealed new clues. You do well to look over them one more time. Clue. Huh? This magazine is upside down. Did someone put it back that way on accident?
Hey,
If something catches your eye, it's important for you to explore that in detail, don't you think? Yeah, you're right. Picked up the inverted magazine and flipped through it. This is one of the pages near the center of the magazine. A word had been written in bold, bloody letters, and it said Toko. Could this be a dying message?
correct.
Then it would appear you found it. Kyoko, is this?
So,
It is indeed a dying message. Someone used their finger to write it. A dying
However-
message. But just to be clear, I'm not the one who put it back upside down. It was already like that when I found it a little while ago. I made sure to put it back exactly as I found it, for the benefit of others who might come looking. Hey, is that says Toko, right? Yeah, it looks like it.
What the heck?
Then she's the killer, right? Well, it hasn't been confirmed yet. It's settled. She's the killer for sure. That's conclusive evidence, right? We can use it to corner the killer. I can see why you would think that, but it just seems too easy. If anything, it makes me that much more suspicious. Byakuya always trying to pin the blame on Toko, bruh. It has to be him. He's trying to blame Toko again. He needs to hop off Toko, bruh. I think Kyoko said she found a new clue involving the Monokuma bottles. Something new, huh?
hey,
So, did you figure it out? There's a hidden correlation between all the bottles. Pay careful attention and you're sure to figure. Is it the chess pieces? Correlation, Hey Kyoko, can't you just tell me what it is?
so,
I don't mind guiding you toward clues, but giving you my conclusion isn't a good idea. Each person needs to come to their own conclusion so that everyone can have confidence in the outcome. And it's not just because you don't trust me, right? No answer! I do trust you to a degree. Otherwise, I wouldn't have told you anything to begin with. Only to a degree.
hey,
Actually, there's one other thing about the Monokuma bottles that's bothering me. I'd like to do an experiment to confirm it. You don't mind helping me, right? Experiment.
anyway,
Can you gather up all the pieces of the broken Monokuma bottle? Try to get the smaller pieces too. Are you sure it's okay for me to mess with the crime scene like that?
that doesn't matter.
I've already done a thorough investigation, so it's fine. And that obnoxious Byakuya is not here, so.
So then,
Yeah. I don't know.
Mic check. 1 2 1 2.
No, you should have dug in your nose.
I'm dug my nose with this thing.
That don't matter.
You recording?
Yes, I am.
Can they see me?
Yes, they can.
Can I shoot a bird at everybody?
Do what you want.
That shit look good as hell. Hey.
Love you too. Anyway, I need to get something from the chem lab. While I'm gone, try to gather up all the glass. With that, Kyoko left the room. I really don't know what this is about, but what choice do I have? I better just do it. I took the broom and the dustpan, got to work collecting all the broken bottle pieces. Like, so you do what Kyoko tells you to do, and you don't question her either. And just as I finished up, sorry to keep you waiting.
so then,
Is everything ready? Then let's get to work. So, what kind of experiment are we doing? I love that smile. So, what kind of experiment are we doing?
in other words,
I got a scale from the chem lab. We're going to use it to compare weights. Compare the weights of what? the pieces of glass you collected in one of the Monokuma bottles that's still intact. Why do you want to do that? That's the point of the experiment. It'll make sense when we're done.
Listen.
First, we compare the weight of the two normal Monokuma bottles. It's balanced.
In other words,
Which means each Monokuma bottle weighs about the same. Which makes sense. The Monokuma figures inside are basically the same. Nothing else could really affect the weight.
so then,
Now then, here comes the important part. Put all the pieces you picked up on one side of the scale. Now, what might we expect to see? Well, a normal assumption would be either they'll balance out or the pieces I collected would be lighter. I did my best to get them all, but there's a chance I could have missed some here and there.
so then,
Okay, then let's give it a try. NANI?! The broken pieces are heavier? How is that possible?
I knew it.
Just as I thought. What?
In other words,
The results of our experiment and the correlation between each of the bottles put it all together,
hey,
and I believe you will arrive at one very persuasive conclusion. So, what do you think? It's all on you. I don't know! I'm sick of you! I am sick and tired of you. Like, just tell me. It's kind of plastic container.
so,
It looks like a protein drink in the center. Oh. We already went through that.
correct.
We already went through that. This maybe? According to Kyoko, there's still something to be discovered from Sakura's body.
Just a second.
Just staring off into space isn't gonna help you figure anything out. Well, yeah, I know, but
Hey,
don't you think you might need to actually examine the body?
whew,
There's no getting around it. Unlike me, Kyoko didn't recoil at the thought of touching a dead body. She was completely unemotional. It's the kind of thing I've grown perversely used to. Although there are still some times. I can't believe how calm you are. No matter how many times I see a dead body, I can't get used to it.
it's true.
That's totally normal. Then how can you?
So,
I imagine it's because I've had plenty of opportunities to touch dead bodies in the past. What? Sorry, never mind that.
hey,
More importantly, look here. Her shoes?
correct.
You see that yellow powder on her instep? Yeah, that really stands out.
I see.
That powder is clue number 1. That's the powder from the
Hey.
chemical lab. Next is the wound on her head. Look carefully.
It's true.
Actually, even telling you that is incredibly difficult to spot, so let me just explain.
It would seem.
It would appear that she didn't suffer a single blow, but instead received 2 blows to the head. Oh, so the shards are from 2 different bottles. 2 blows?
Indeed.
Interesting, wouldn't you say? And there's one more interesting thing.
Correct.
Both of her hands were spotless. There's absolutely no trace of blood on either one. So that note, either somebody cleaned her hands, or that note in the magazine was written by the killer.
It's true.
So that's what I learned from examining her body in detail. I can't believe she was able to learn all that just by looking at her body. I don't think anyone but Kyoko could have pulled that off. Already?
Whoops! You caught me sleeping. Your investigation was just so boring I couldn't stay awake. Should I do it? Is it okay? Can I?
Wait.
Can I?
Yo,
Can I?
wait!
Okay, then let's begin the class trial.
You're a jerk!
Right? Please go through the red door on the first floor of the school. See you soon.
You're a jerk. It's already time? But the mystery of the locked room is still only half solved. At this point, whatever happens will have to happen in the class trial. No! Not whatever happens, I have to make something happen. Bro, Monokuma, you piece of dookie!
I ain't worried about that partner, I can walk before. Block a rock 'em soft. Don't do that.